I want to just kind of put out there for you, repeat it, that our battle is a warfare between good and evil, right and wrong. It's not about color. There is no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, or deadbeat-dadism. It's all a lie. It's made up. It's all a lie. All right? It's about right or wrong, good or evil. And there are good people on good side and evil people on evil side of all colors, male and female. Be not deceived. It's not about your race. It has nothing to do with it. And the way you get to know it is to know thyself. Know thyself. You've been lied to. You've been brainwashed and dumbed down by in your homes, in your schools, in your churches, in academia, by your Democratic politicians, even the right ones. I have to tell you that this president that's in there now, the Great White Hope, is the most hated man on this side of heaven. And the reason that he's hated, folks, is because the president, President Trump, is because he is a white, conservative, Christian man of power. And they can't get rid of him. And if they can get rid of him, then they can deceive the rest of the country, and even the world, but the rest of the country. They can deceive you. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, the wicked witch of the West, Maxine Waters with the low IQ, the Sheila Jackson Lee, the whole pack of them are all evil. They're evil. They're lying to you. And if you're angry, you can't tell that they're lying to you because Satan is their father and yours, and Satan is talking to you. Angry people are being spoken to and in their heads, and they believe the lie. That's why they cannot believe the truth. Once you believe a lie, you absolutely cannot believe the truth. And angry people believe lies, male and female, young and old, all colors. We have anger. It's impossible to believe the truth. Because the spirit of Satan is your daddy. And all of his little demons are watching over you and deceiving you. NBC News, and believe me, they want this president out. They want Trump out. That's all they want. Nothing else matters. That's why they have nothing else to offer. They want this president out of the White House and out of the country. They want to get rid of President Trump by any means necessary. He's putting the country first. He's exposing them. He doesn't back down. He loves what's right. He does what's right. And he doesn't care what color you are, whether you're male or female. He speaks the truth. And we have never had this in our country before. Never. Maybe the founding father, the framers were like that, but not since that time. NBC News is reporting Trump reportedly confides to friends he's concerned about impeachment. This president is not concerned about impeachment. As long as the Great White Hope, President Trump, has the people on his side, he would never be impeached. And these liars know that. The liars are the liberal media, the Democratic Party, the rhino Republicans, the never-Trumpers, the black race hustlers. They know that. Barack Hussein Obama, Big Mama Michelle, they all know that. It's so amazing. And when you hear black people talk about slavery, my life's so messed up because of slavery, and about racism and about everything else, they're lying. They're victims in their minds. Slavery has nothing to do with the condition of black people today. Racism, which doesn't exist anyway, has nothing to do with it. They've been brainwashed. They've been made to believe lies. They become victims. The blacks, the radical homosexuals, the radical women, the radical Muslims, they all become victims. And you can hear victimhood right away because they start to blame others. A blamer A complainer is a victim in his or her mind. They blame others for their problems. And there's no such thing as problems unless you believe it. Really, it's so important what you believe. We live by faith. So NBC, as I said, News is reporting Trump reportedly confides to friends he's concerned about impeachment. That's not going to happen. The Democrats are on a goose chase. No collusion between the president and Russia. None. Zero. This should already be over with. It never should have started, to be honest with you. Barack Obama, the worst president this country has ever had all types of scandals happening. Remember that? The IRS scandal, Benghazi scandal, Fast and Furious. Just all one after another one, because the man is a liar. But the media didn't care about that. The Democrats didn't care. The rhinos didn't care. The never-Trumpers didn't care. They allowed Obama to get away with everything because he's black. I don't think he ever showed a birth certificate. I can't remember that he did. But it didn't matter. He's black. He's a victim. Big Mama Michelle, hoochie mama dancing the whole time she was in the White House. No one cared because she's black. She can act silly. Crazy stuff going on. Fox News reporter says, I believe it's Cohen. I'm not sure. James won't tell me right now. Cohen, I think, got 36 months. Let me go and ask James. Hold on. Oh, Cohen got 36 months. Mother wanted less. Here's that soundbite.
Former attorney to President Trump, Michael Cohen, learning his fate today as a federal judge has announced his sentence, and it is 36 months.
Prosecutors from the Southern District of New York arguing that these crimes of tax evasion and corruption were very serious and deserved to have this type of sentence, while Robert Mueller's team argued that he, in fact, Michael Cohen, had cooperated with them. Michael Cohen kind of falling on the sword in front of the judge today, talking about the misdeeds that not only he has done, but that he said that he has helped to cover up for the President of the United States. Those are his words.
If that's true, I don't believe it. But if that's true, he helped to cover up for the president. Your lawyer, your doctor is supposed to, your counselor, supposed to keep this private, right? So what type of lawyer is going public with private information? He can't be trusted anyway. Cohen cannot be trusted. Cohen once claimed he would take a bullet for Donald Trump. But in the court, he told the judge he felt it was his duty to cover up the president's dirty deed. Fox News, so this guy can't be trusted, folks. This is supposed to be a lawyer talking to the president in private. And apparently he said, I believe it said that he recorded the conversations, unaware of without the president being aware of it. This is another creepy lawyer. It's so amazing. Good and evil in the world. No black and white. Has nothing to do with color. I have some situations coming up for you in South Africa where the blacks have gone out of control there and killing whites. And it's going to happen here if we don't keep our government under control. If we don't prevent black people from taking over the government. You heard Maxine Ward encouraging to harass the people who support the Great White Hope. That's a mean, nasty woman. She's a chip off the old block. Fox News, Trump says he never directed Michael Cohen to do anything wrong. And Michael Cohen, for those who don't know, was an attorney for Donald Trump at one time, a really weak person. A beta male. Here's Fox News. Trump reads lawyer's statement saying he did nothing wrong. All right? They want Donald Trump out of there. And listen, folks, you got to support him. Don't believe the stats or anything else that says his ratings is going down. They're trying to get you and me and others to turn away from the president. I'm not turning. I am not turning. They need to know that. They can bring out any kind of stats they want. I'm staying. I ain't going nowhere. And you're going to love me. Back in a moment. Amazing. You let that anger go for you wake up, and life is amazing. So I mentioned the president, the great white hope. They hate him. They want him out because this president is committed to putting America first, putting a big, beautiful wall around the borders. The Democrats don't want that to happen because they want votes. And Nancy Pelosi pretends to be speaking for the people, but she's not. I hear people saying, the president lied. Well, I don't like Donald Trump. He lied. What did he lie about? They can't tell you anything. They're just following the liberal media, and the liberal media is the enemy of the people. It cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted, folks. They want this president out by any means necessary, whatever it takes. If it means taking out everybody that support him to get to him, these children of the lie will do that. Just know that. Wake up and smell the coffee. So I mentioned that Trump's ex-attorney gets 3 years in prison for tax fraud, so-called campaign finance violation, lying. And this guy is blaming Trump. They are blaming Trump, too, because they really want Trump. They don't want Cohen. They want Trump. They want the good man, so they have to tear down the bad to get to the good. Here's where, this is from Fox News. Trump reads lawyer's statement saying he did nothing wrong.
Trump didn't violate campaign finance laws, and neither did the president. Trump ex-aide. Here's another one. Michael Cohen pled guilty to something that's not even a crime. Wait a minute. These are campaign. Nobody, except for me, would be looked at like this. Nobody. What about Congress, where they have a slush fund, and millions of dollars is paid out each year? They have a slush fund. Millions. They don't talk about campaign finance anything. Have you ever heard of campaign finance lists? Have they listed that on their campaign finance sheets? No.
That's right. It's not about campaign finance. It's about getting rid of Donald Trump. They call him a racist, a woman hater, or whatever they can. He's not any of those things. He's a good man who will put the country first. He says he's the only one that's doing that. The only one they are doing this to. Here's that soundbite.
Number one, they say it's not a campaign finance violation. Number two, or it's not even under campaign finance. Number two, if it was, it's not even a violation. Number three, it's a civil matter. You know, President Obama had a really big one from 10 times more money, much more money. Yeah. And you know what? He paid a fine. I'm the only one that this happens to.
And didn't Obama, the great Messiah, the fallen Messiah, Obama, didn't he give Iran or someone billions of dollars? And why? And these Democrats and the liberal media said nothing about it. Why are they so upset about giving this president money, the Great White Hope money, to put the wall up around the borders to protect the citizens? Why is there a difference? Votes. That's why. So here's Harry Faulkner asked Trump about Michael Cohen.
This was someone who surreptitiously recorded you.
Terrible.
Is now known as a criminal liar. Yet this was someone who was in your inner circle.
Yeah. Well, it happens. I mean, look, it happens. I hire usually good people, but it just happens.
Why did you hire Michael Cohen? He was known as a fixer.
I'll tell you what, first of all.
That was his title,
a fixer. Very low-level work.
Why did you need him?
He did more public relations than he did law, but he did stuff. You'd see him on television. He was okay on television.
This president is absolutely amazing. And one thing you notice, he doesn't have that anger, but that doesn't mean that people around you won't have it. People you hire, people you support, people in your family, and those people cannot be trusted. I'm telling you, when God said, don't trust no man or woman, he mean that. Because people with anger, I don't care if they're a husband or wife or a friend or a lawyer or a doctor or Indian or a chief, if they have one iota of anger, they cannot be trusted. Because they will turn on you. Satan is their father. They cannot help it. Because we are not in control. Either Satan is in control of your life or God is. You are not in control of your own life. You're influenced from within. And it's not you, but it's a spirit that made a home. So that's why Michael Cohen turned on the president. He's a weak, angry person who cannot be trusted. Know that, folks. And then when it happens, you're not bothered by it because you understand the spirit of it. You see the next move to take. President Trump explained why he hired Cohen.
I thought he was a great guy. I thought he was really a nice guy. He was very supportive. And I liked him. And he was a lawyer. And because of that, I did it. And you know what? Yeah. In retrospect, I made a mistake. Because what he did was all unrelated to me, except for the 2 campaign finance charges that are not criminal and shouldn't have been on there. They put that on to embarrass me. They put those 2 charges on to embarrass me. They're not criminal charges.
They're after this president, folks. And the blacks are doing the same thing in South Africa. They're trying to take the white people land without compensation. They're after them because they hate white people. White people are the most hated species on this side of heaven. And why? I have no idea. Or I do have ideas. They're jealous of whites because their lives are so screwed up. They're angry. I've hired people who were supportive, nice people, but they have their anger. They turn. And especially if you correct them. They turn on you just like that. And they cannot help it. Even when they're wrong. Trump says they put campaign finance charges on Cohen to embarrass Trump, embarrass him.
So what happened is either Cohen or the prosecutors, in order to embarrass me, said, listen, I'm making this deal for reduced time and everything else. Do me a favor, put these 2 charges on. They're not criminal charges.
I want to move on.
And they weren't for President Obama either.
I have one last question. Michael Cohen says that he lied in order to protect you.
Yeah.
What's your response to that?
Let me tell you, I never directed him to do anything wrong. Whatever he did on his own. He's a lawyer.
Yep. And the last soundbite, President Trump never directed Cohen to do anything incorrect or wrong.
He represents a client. I never directed him to do anything incorrect or wrong. And he understands that because what he did is he made a deal to embarrass me. In order to embarrass me, they cut his term down. Pretty terrible stuff.
Amazing. I have so much respect for the Great White Hope in the way that he's dealing, because I work with people all the time. People who have anger, who have anger, cannot handle little things in life. And just imagine have to deal with what this president has to deal with. Overcome your anger, folks.